Good morning, friends. I'm Melissa Taylor here with your devotional on the topic of Christmas. And when I think about Christmas, I think about the birth of Jesus, obviously. And the other day I was really contemplating what was it like to be around Jesus as a baby and to watch him grow and learn later that he is the Son of God. But watching him in his humanness, and I always just kind of wonder what was that like. And in Sabbath school this past Sabbath, we went over Luke 2:52, discussing Jesus's humanness, and it says, Jesus grew in wisdom, which is mentally, and stature physically, and in favor with God spiritually, and man socially. And he really had to grow into who he was as the Son of God, over time. It wasn't that he just became Jesus Christ as we know him from infancy, right? He had to go through the laws of childhood, as it said in this lesson. And he had to grow, and he had to learn, and he had to understand the world and who he was, just like any of us do. So we all have to grow into who we are meant to become in some way. And I love the example of Christ in this way, because God made Adam just out of the dirt. Yet he decided to have Jesus be born and grow as a human, and develop in the way that humans do, even though he had this almost of an advanced understanding of himself eventually. But I thought that was really interesting, and it reminded me that it's important to remember that we grow gradually, and we grow into our purpose in Christ and what God has in store for us over time. And it's not that we're supposed to just automatically, instantly know everything and be perfect in God's image and know exactly what we're supposed to do and how all the time. And so when I think about Jesus's birth and his growth into childhood and adolescence and then eventually adulthood, it also is a great reminder that we have to be patient, not just with ourselves in our own growth, but also with others. Because some of our biggest critics are our Christian brothers and sisters sometimes. Doesn't it seem like that? So I think that it's important to remember that we're all on a path, we're all on a journey, and to be patient with those who are growing still, who are not at the place that we are, and also to look towards those who are maybe more spiritually mature as a way of looking towards what we could become as well, and then looking at the example of Christ as well, of course, too. So I just want to share that little bit of knowledge with you as we think about the birth of Jesus this month and the coming of Christ into the world, and what that means and what we learned from his life here on earth, and the reasons that God put him here for our salvation. So Merry Christmas, everybody. Thank you for watching, and have a very blessed holiday season.